Hello, you're welcome to the B&FT Digest, where we give you the top business stories that made headlines this week. I'm Lily Baba Otu. In the headlines, President AKUFO-ADDO has outdoored phase 1 of reviving the economy. In the petroleum sector, prices of petroleum products to go up by 14% this week due to increase in the bus margin and BDC ex-refinery price. And COVID-19 has exposed local firms' business continuity plans. We will tell you why. ISSER Director Professor Peter QUARTEY believes AGRIC can attract big investors if government addresses land litigation issues. Let's move into the details. There was good news at the beginning of the week as President AKUFO-ADDO introduced what he calls phased approach to bring the economy back to life. The president eased some restrictions imposed on social gatherings and the movement of people to contain the spread of COVID-19. Despite the number of recorded cases hitting about 9,000, President AKUFO-ADDO says it is time for some important activities to resume, at least partially, in order to reduce the socio-economic impact the restrictions have brought on people. Some of the businesses and gatherings that have been given green lights to operate partially are restaurants, schools, religious events, among others, but under the condition that they strictly observe the COVID-19 protocols. After the announcement, ministers of the various sectors have taken turns at the Ministry of Information to provide more details on the do's and don'ts. In a related story, despite economic challenges due to the outbreak of coronavirus, a report by IHS Markets Ghana PMI has indicated economic confidence rebound a few weeks after restrictions were eased. According to the report, Ghana's Purchasing Managers Index rose by 15 index points in May, registering 46.7 from the record low of 31.7 posted in April. This effectively shot up business confidence to higher levels that has not been experienced since November 2018. The director of Institute of Social, Statistical and Economic Research of the University of Ghana, Professor Peter QUARTEY, has said that in order to make agriculture attractive to big investors, government must invest heavily in infrastructure that will facilitate farming activities and secure investments. His comments come on the back of declining growth in the agriculture sector despite the Planting for Food and Jobs intervention, which was supposed to give the sector a boost. The annual GDP figures released by the Ghana Statistical Service in April show that the country's largest employer, that is the agriculture sector, grew by 4.6% in 2019, a 0.2 percentage points decline from that of 2018. This makes it the slowest growth since recording 6.1% growth in 2017 from a previous 2.9% it recorded in 2016. Still in AGRIC, poultry farmers are pushing government to take a bold decision to regulate the importation of frozen and other finished poultry products into the country, as 500,000 crates of eggs are waiting to go bad, even though players in the sector have slashed their prices by some 20%. According to them, the troubles of the tourism, hospitality and education sectors have exposed them to serious operational difficulties as many of their eggs stay in the farms with no buyers available. They are warning government that if nothing is done soon, the development would affect the sale of maize, which is the major feed for the poultry.
If you look at maize that is produced, over 70% is consumed by the poultry industry. Because if poultry is not functioning, maize will not have any market. If you come to my farm, I'm using over 250 bags of maize every day. And I doubt if the whole country can, Accra, the consumption of kenke can take that much in a day.
And in our next story, there was some uncomfortable news in the petroleum downstream sector this week as the Association of Oil Marketing Companies said they would be increasing petroleum product prices by a minimum of 14%. The association's CEO, Kweku Ajimandria, told the B&FT that the move is due to increase of bus margin by 100% as well as the 22 to 25% increase in the bulk distribution company ex-refinery price. Mr. Ajimandia added that petroleum prices are also being controlled due to competition among the 116 OMCs operating in the country, who are mindful of the decrease in volumes anytime there is a price increase. However, earlier this week, the National Petroleum Authority said that per its calculations, the directive to oil marketing companies to increase the bulk oil storage and transport margin on petroleum products from 3 pesewas to 6 pesewas will not increase the cost of petroleum products beyond 0.5%. Mr. Ajimandia says this may be true, but not the full picture.
Because anytime you increase price, the volume shrinks. So you don't want to do things that will keep volumes under the ground. You'll be killing yourself. So these are the 4 parameters we looked at. And so for us, if you see the product price, the virtual export price will not be 5.5%. It will be as a minimum 14%.
A survey conducted by the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry has revealed that some companies in the country that have business continuity plans in place have those plans to satisfy regulatory directives and not to actually save themselves in times of crisis such as COVID-19. With 2 out of 3 businesses in the country having business continuity plans, the survey points out that 4 out of 5 businesses which have those plans have never simulated or stress tested them. According to the GNCCI, this raises the question of whether the development of a business continuity plan is an end in itself or a means to an end. Let's hear the CEO of GNCCI, Mr. Mark Bedu Abuaje, who wants the businesses to be serious about their BCPs.
It is not enough just having the business continuity plan. Now you have to constantly do risk simulation to see how your business can survive some of this difficult moment or pandemics. We don't know what will come next. It may be bigger than this, but if you have simulated all these issues, and you know the effect, then you put in mitigation measures. But once they have not done it, it comes and it hits them. But in their books, they have these business continuity plans.
And that's it on the top business stories that made headlines this week. Don't forget to grab a copy of the B&FT newspaper or visit us at thebftonline.com for more stories. You can subscribe to our digital version. We came to you live from the Dr. Esther Oklu Street at Breakfast to Breakfast, a 24-hour breakfast service provider. My name is Lily Pearl-Baba Otu. The B&FT Digest was sponsored by... Have a lovely weekend.